Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, welcome. My name is Brittney Chanèl, and holy shit, I have not filmed in at least a year, if not longer. Life has been doing its thing, but I'm in a really good place now. I feel really good, as good as you can feel during, a global pandemic. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are maintaining social distance. I hope you're still washing your hands. I hope you're wearing your masks and your gloves when you go out. And hopefully you're not like wilding out despite what the government and capitalism is telling you to do. So anyway, enough about that. I wanted to come on here and do a video on my signature cut crease. This is my favorite makeup look. I do it all the time. I'm sure there are so many people who are just sick of seeing this look, but I am not sick of it, and hopefully you're not sick of it, which is why you're here. I have been doing a lot of soft glam looks lately, but I do like to turn to this look because I like soft glam when I'm feeling like I want to look pretty. I like color when I want to just kind of unleash some creativity, and I like this look when I want a little bit of both. So I want to kind of start off with a little bit of a disclaimer before we get into the video. With today's social climate the way that it is, and with the beauty community seeming like it's like falling apart in front of our very eyes, I know that there are a lot of products and brands and people that we are canceling, we are calling out, and I definitely do not oppose of that at all. I think if something's problematic, then it should be called out, it should be addressed, people should be held accountable. However, I have some of those brands, and I had those brands before I knew at least of any problematic anything. So I just want to preface this video by saying that I am not endorsing these brands. I'm really just showing you how I do the look. You can use whatever you want, and I want it to be about the colors and the technique. I don't want you to focus so much on the products. However, I am talking about the products a little bit because I want you to see what it looks like so that you can use what you have at home, or you can find something. And speaking of which, if you find a dupe for anything that I have mentioned in my video, please feel free to comment down below on any dupes, especially this lid color that I love so much, and you will see later what I'm talking about. But if you feel uncomfortable with any of the brands that I mentioned, I totally understand. Again, I'm not endorsing them. I'm not telling you to buy from them. I don't care if you buy from them or not. They don't pay me. They don't sponsor my videos. I don't get PR. I get nothing for mentioning them except you having a reference of what products I used so that you can find something similar, or if you want to buy it, buy it. I'm not gonna judge you no matter what, but I just want you to understand that me using a product is not me encouraging you to buy it. It's just literally what I used. It's what I have. I don't have a lot of money. Bitches are broke, so I'm using what I have, and I just want that to be understood. I hope you guys understand. And yeah, so if you stayed this long to watch this intro, without any further ado, let's get into this look. Okay, so as you can see, I've done my brows off camera. I'm using a new product for my brows. I'm using the Kokie brow pomade in the shade Dark Brunette. I really love this. It's at Rite Aid for $6. And I've done my base, and that is LA Girl Pro Conceal. And I set that base with The Magic Setting Powder in the shade Gobi is what I used to set it. So I feel like when you do a cut crease, smaller your brushes, the better. So I've just grabbed like a bunch of tiny brushes, and I have a bunch of palettes here because what I want to do is basically build up my neutral colors, because this is a pretty neutral look except for that pop of color when you get to the cut crease on the lid. So all right, here we go. So we're gonna start off by building up our colors so that it's nice and blended. And I'm gonna go in with my Juvia's Place Nubian palette, and it's broken, so I'm not gonna show you everything, but obviously, like I was mentioning, you don't need to use this exact palette, whatever works for you. But I'm gonna take the dark brown shade, obviously a matte dark brown, and I'm just gonna go ahead and put that in my crease. I am gonna add black to this, but I like to kind of do my crease color first, like this. The black is just gonna make it really sharp when I go to cut the crease. Don't worry about it being perfectly blended right now, because we're gonna use the other colors to blend it. So kind of think of it as like you're doing a smoky eye, and you'll have to forgive me because I have things set up a lot differently than I normally have it. So yeah, I'm really hoping that you'll be able to see what I'm doing. So yeah, I'm just taking this brush, and for when you're building those colors, I just think dense brushes just work the best, because the placement of the colors is really important. So I just really like to make sure that I'm, you know, placing the colors right where they need to be and nowhere else, because that's what's going to help with the cut crease. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with this brush. I feel like I got this off Amazon. I don't know if you can see, but it's just like a tapered brush. And I'm gonna go in to a transition shade, pretty much. Just something a little bit lighter, and I'm placing that above where I put that brown color. I don't worry about it looking perfect, because I usually end up going back in and like kind of going back and forth and making sure that all of the colors like kind of have their moment, if that makes sense. So I don't really worry about it being neat as much as I worry about the placement of my shadow. So my card was full. That was cool. I literally had to delete 600 pictures from my camera. So you didn't miss much. I just used a dark brown in my crease, and then above that just used a transition shade. So I'm just gonna keep building that transition shade. And it's like, I just think of it like a smoky eye. You know what I mean? Like how you just build and build and build. And sometimes you have to go back because, you know, you lose some of that definition. But it's really not that hard. And it looks messy, but it all ends up coming together. And it's pretty easy. Okay. So, like I said before, the smaller your brushes, the better. I think it's just much easier to do a cut crease when you have smaller brushes to work with. So that's pretty much what I'm doing. So now I want to go in with a lighter color. So let me see what I got in my arsenal. Okay, so I'm gonna use the shade Cameroon from the Afrique palette by Juvia's Place. Just a lighter, any lighter transition shade will do. And we're just gonna put that right above. And you just get lighter and lighter as you go up. I did not mention that this is going to be a half cut crease because I don't think regular cut creases look good on me. But if you want it, you could definitely do this with a you could definitely do this with any kind of cut crease shape you feel is best for you. So just going above. But I want to save some space because I like to add like this really pretty orange color. But yeah, it's really easy. And the orange color that I'm talking about is this shade from the Huda Beauty Topaz Obsessions palette. So anything you have like that, and I'm just going to use a super tiny brush to put that above. And then I'm going to go back in and just like redefine everything. So it's just like this particular cut crease is just about like smoking everything out and upwards and just getting lighter as you work your way up. I feel like it's hard to see on camera, but I am going to go back in and just so you're just like softening everything. So it's definitely a blending kind of look. I feel so weird because I haven't filmed in forever. It just seems weird to be talking to a camera again, but I'm glad to be back. You guys are happy to have me back. I don't worry about it being perfect right away because I'm gonna go right back in and like redo it. I know that sounds weird, but when you're blending, sometimes you lose colors in the process and you just want to kind of go back and redo it. I'm gonna tell you what, it's hot as hell in here. I had to cut off the AC and the fan because it's just way too loud. I wouldn't be surprised if you guys can hear the street outside. So I do apologize in advance if you do hear that. But it makes me wonder, have I always had my fan on? So like I said, I'm kind of messy when I do it the first time, and then I kind of go back in. So I am going to go back into the first palette where I had that dark brown shade, and I'm gonna just go back, same brush. And you do want to use different brushes for each color because you want each color to have its own, I guess, like little moment, and you don't want it to, yeah, you want it to blend seamlessly, but you also want to be able to see the transition, basically. I'm gonna go back in with that first transition shade that went right above the crease. why I had 600 pictures on my camera. I don't know. I don't think I ever really stopped and deleted stuff, and I'm really, really bad at that. I will keep things in pictures. I'm a hoarder, especially a phone hoarder. Like, I will keep stuff on my phone that is so stupid and unnecessary, and it's like, Brittney, now why do you feel like you need this? And it'll be stuff that I positively don't need. So I'm just gonna be cleaning this up and just going back in and making sure that, like, almost giving myself a smoky eye, except avoiding the lid. Okay, so I want to add a little bit more depth to this cut crease so that when I go to cut the crease, it's really, really nice and has that really nice defined look. So I'm just going to take a matte black eyeshadow and I'm going to go right where my crease is. And I'm not going to go anywhere above that. I'm gonna take another little brush and go into our matte brown that was in our crease just a little bit, just so it's a soft transition from that black. We don't want it to be harsh. The harshness is gonna come from when we cut the crease, because that's what you want. You want it to be harsh when you cut your crease. But everything else before that should be nice and soft. I'm just gonna take a clean fluffy brush and I'm just gonna go on the outsides, and I'm not gonna worry about, see how the black kind of came out there. That's okay, we're gonna clean it up anyway. That's why I do my brows. Focus. That's why I do my brows and everything. I do my, like, what am I trying to say? I do my eyeshadow first after I do my brows, because I just don't like that I can't be messy if I do my foundation first. I like to be messy because it gives me a chance to clean it up and make it look really neat. Okay, now for the moment we've all been waiting for, and that is the moment when I go ahead and cut this sucker. So I'm going to use the Anastasia eye primer. You can use anything. Another great thing you can use to cut your crease is like, just find a really light concealer, like the lightest concealer you can find, almost white. LA Colors has a really great concealer that I use to cut my crease as well. It's like, I think $2 or $3 at Family Dollar, which is my store. So you can definitely use that. You don't have to spend, I think this is like $18. You do not have to spend $18 on something to cut your crease. So I like to kind of have all of my products close by, because I feel like with a cut crease, you have to work a little bit fast. So I have my powder, which is the Juvia's powder, and I just have it nearby. And I am gonna grab a flat brush, because I'm gonna use that flat brush to pat on that Juvia's, that powder. And then I have my palette right here, and I'm just gonna use the palette to put my primer on. Everyone has their favorite cut crease brush, and this one is mine. It's so beat up. It was from a set on Amazon. I don't expect you to go out and get the same thing, but I just want to give you an idea of what it looks like so you can kind of get an idea of why it works really well as a cut crease tool. It's just nice because it's small and it's not fluffy. So I'm just gonna go in with the product and open my powder so it's just ready for me to set once I put this product on. Got my mirror. You just kind of have to have everything ready so that you're not going through it. So wish me luck. Hopefully I can do this on camera and it looks good. Okay, so now what we've done is created negative space, and negative space is begging to be filled with all kinds of things. So at this point you can use any color. You can do matte, you can do shimmer, you can do glitter, you can do metallics, anything you want. And what I do for my signature, you know, tired ass look that I always do but I love so much, is this color by Juvia's. Now I want you to understand that my palette is messed up really, really badly. So I'm trying to find the name. I can't see the name, but I'm going to show you the color. I'm going to try to show you because this palette is fucked. But it's like a sea foamy kind of shade right there. Okay, it's a very light blue. So I'm going to start off doing this dry, and I'm just going to pack it on as best as I can. And as you can see, I get very messy, but that's okay. That's why we're not wearing face makeup right now. That way I can just take my makeup remover wipe and I can just go in, I can go to town, put some primer on. We're good, we're good, we're good, right? We're good. I just need my camera to focus. There we go. I'm gonna try to keep my mirror out of the way because I feel like my camera just wants to focus on the mirror. But yeah, we're just packing this on. And you see that tiny bit of definition that brown or that black gave. It's not too much, but it's just enough to give you that really nice sharp cut crease. Oh, by the way, do you like my new backdrop? Don't you just love it? Kind of matches my nails. I didn't do that on purpose, but you know, we live for those moments, right? Okay, so at this point, I'm just gonna spray my brush with this Maybelline Lasting Fix spray. I feel like, you know, I know we all have heard, you know, spray your brush and, you know, put your shimmer shades on your lid that way. And I love that idea, but I like to put the shadow on dry first just so you can kind of get the color. And then I go in with it wet just to get that like intensity. And I don't care about fallout. I personally, fallout doesn't really bother me because I'm gonna do what I need to do for my shadow to look good. You know what I'm saying? So fallout doesn't really bother me. All right, now I'm gonna take that same, look at me, oh my gosh. I'm gonna clean it up, I promise. It's gonna come together, right? It's gonna come together. So I'm gonna take that same, it's on my boobs. I'm gonna take that same dark brown shade that we used in the very beginning, and I'm just going to go in my outer corner with it. This is what I mean when I said, you know, it's all gonna look right on that side, you know. And then I'm going to take that orangey color that I showed you in the Huda palette, and I'm going to put that right where I put that brown color. That is pretty much how I do that cut crease. And the great thing about it is you can do liner if you want, which I am gonna do liner. You can not do liner. You can smoke it out. It's whatever. I'm gonna do, I think, kind of thick liner. I like that with this. So I'm using the e.l.f. cream eyeliner. You can use whatever your tiny heart desires. Okay, so that pretty much does it for today's video. This is the final look. I'll bring you in a little closer so you can see. I love this look. I use it all the time. And I hope that you guys love it just as much as I do. I want to thank you for being so patient with me this past what feels like eon. And I'm just gonna wrap it up by saying goodbye right now because it's so hot. I'm cremating. So please like, comment, subscribe, share. Don't forget to share your dupes. And I will see you in the next video.